Hello, can you hear me? Just type in the chat if you can hear me, because I have my mic in and I don't know. I can't even see the chat. There's only one person here. Hello. We don't have to hold on to pain we left behind. All the love, all the shine, all the fun, Hey, does anyone have a music request or a song request? Hi, Marlon. Does anyone have a song request? I just got back from being with family. We just went out to eat and walk around the city. And yeah, I just thought I'd go live. If anyone has any requests for music or songs, I will happily sing. But can you actually hear me? Maybe I'll just put something on to sing anywhere. Still one person here. Hello. I don't know who you are, I don't know where you are, but hello everyone. 2 people, hello. Honestly, I swear the YouTube has like suppressed my channel because I have nearly 24,000 subscribers and it's crazy. I only get like 2 people in my live chat. There's something that doesn't add up. Yeah. Also on TikTok, I noticed ever since I posted a video about exposing the juice people, the J people, literally my views have just plummeted on like all of my TikTok uploads ever since. So like, for example, I would get at least maybe 1,000 views on my TikTok videos before, And ever since I posted a video exposing the Juice people, the J people, they've all plummeted to maximum 300 views per video. Maximum, every single post. And I've posted like nearly 20 posts since, and they've all been stuck at like 300 ever since. So there's something happening. Excuse me. Hey, how do I see the chat again? Oh, hello. No, I'm not a Pisces. I am an Aries, so the first zodiac sign, the first month of the year. Well, the beginning of the actual year is Aries, because the calendar was distorted by the Romans many years ago. So why do you think that spring is in April? Everything comes back to life, right? Think about that. Why do you think everything comes back to life in April when you have spring and all the new flowers and the birds and the life, right? That's in April. That's the real start of the year, guys. April is the real start of the calendar. That's why Aries from April is the first zodiac sign. Obviously, it starts at the end of March, but basically April, my month, is the start of the year. So that can like shift your perspective maybe. Yeah, April is the real start of the calendar. End of March to April. Yeah. You know, I'm not really into astrology that much, but it's cool because these are real topics. They're really frowned upon in Christianity. In the Christian community, astrology is considered as being demonic, but that's not true because we have the sun and the moon, and they give us life. So how are you going to frown against the universe that God created? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Hi, Kaylee. What do you mean by what's your big three? Can you just explain that to me? Again, I'm not really. Yeah, astrology isn't my area of focus, guys. But it's cool. Sun, moon, and rising. Oh yeah. Sure, I've heard of that. No, but you know what is really interesting is Chinese astrology, because it goes to so much more depth than Western astrology. I don't know if you've heard of it. Have you ever looked into something called the Bazi? Bazi is Bazi, the Bazi. Google Bazi and find out your Bazi chart and find out your day master. Mine is a yin metal, so it's based on the yin and the yang. And mine's a yin metal. The Bazi goes into so much depth that Western doesn't. It goes into the spiritual, it goes into the elemental, it goes into different levels. The Western astrology doesn't completely touch upon. So I actually prefer Chinese astrology myself. Yeah, I know what the rising stuff is and all this, but I just don't really remember it because, again, I don't research it anymore like I used to when I was a child. Hi, Kaylee. That's nice of you. Thanks for the offer. Yeah, go ahead. Send me over some information relevant to my chart if you like in the chat, and I'll definitely give it a look and consider. So my birthday is the 3rd of April. So number 3, 3rd of April, 2002. 2002, 3rd of April. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Uh-huh. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Oh, yeah, the time, I think it was around like 3 a.m.-ish as well. In the early hours of the mornings, I think like you can just put 3 a.m. Yeah, the city, you can put London. Okay, sounds good. Just give me one moment. I'm going to turn off my aircon because it's raining. Yeah, that's spot on. Very accurate. For sure. No more dark for me. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Yeah, that is accurate, Kaylee, because when I started my channel, I was very much stuck at that time in my life on many levels. Yeah, go ahead. You can continue. If there anything else, if there is anything else you want to share specifically that you feel called to, then I'm here. I'm here for it. But so far, what you said is pretty accurate. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. No, I don't really have any questions. Is there anything you think I should be aware of? That's nice. Hey, hello, Albert. Albert at skate parks. You were discussing some spirituality with AI. Okay. Oh, I'm very familiar with ChatGPT, for example. I think it can be helpful for completing like different projects and also helping with graphic design. It's really good for graphic design to make like for example a flyer or a poster or a thumbnail or designing something cool like that you have in your mind, a logo, pretty much anything. I find it's really helpful for that. Like for example, if I have an idea for a room I want to decorate, I can just send it a picture of the room and say what my concept is, and basically it will show me the idea in my head but in real time in the room physically, which gives me a really good reference point. I've done that a couple times recently for decorating in the house. So that's been helpful. It's replacing people gradually, which is not good for many people, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, it's also very good for code. It's replacing programmers, developers almost. Another placement I love. Venus rules over the throat, so it shows your beautiful singing voice. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's interesting. That makes sense. Thank you. Why all the negativity around AI? I mean, me personally, Albert, the only problem I have with it is when people I'm talking to personally, like friend wise, will copy and paste their message from ChatGPT to me. That's happened twice in the last 2 months. And both of those people I don't talk to anymore. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. Um, I've never really fit in per se to the societal norms anyway. You know, I'm not an NPC. That's interesting. Unstable, I would say, is more for me. It's more of a energy that fluctuates, like in terms of emotion and motivation. That's nice. Thank you so much, Kaylee. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I find myself going through many different internal states of being, of consciousness at different times. Um, like, for example, I experience phases of things a lot, of what I want, or what I want to eat, or what I want to do, or listen to, or anything like that. So it's never really set in stone per se, like my overall preference to life and what I want to do or eat or something. Like sometimes I just want to eat the same thing over and over and over and over again, and I'm like, I don't want it anymore for like 2 months. Like, move on to the next thing. Hey, Chris Cosmos. My husband is Central American. Yeah. Yeah, I can't relate to people who can keep the same like preferences for multiple years. Hello. Yeah, my husband's Salvadoran, Chris. So, as you know, Salvador is in Central America. But he had the idea of moving back, leaving New York. Hey everyone, if you're here, give the stream a like to support it. Because right now we're only, well, not only, but we're with 6 amazing people. But where's everyone else right now? Maybe they're asleep. They're probably asleep. Thank you. Thanks, Kaylee. Well, as you know, whatever you focus on will grow and eventually come into fruition. Right? So you know that you already know that. Good morning. Right now it's evening. Good evening. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, leaving a city, like a central city, and being closer to nature, I think is good for anyone. You know what I mean? It's getting back to earth, getting back to your roots, in being in touch with the earth more, and just being able to ground yourself, like in mind, body, and spirit, because you can't really ground yourself when you're living in a city 24/7 unless you have a park that you can visit now and again. Otherwise, you're just basically surrounded by pollution, by noise pollution, by light pollution, water and food pollution, mental pollution from the energy of the environment. So it's, you know, for us, it was like a no-brainer to get out, to leave the city, to leave a Western country, and to come back closer to nature here in Central America. Yeah, pretty much. Good question. Bless me. Sorry. Hey, that's a good question, Kaylee. Please excuse my snotty nose. It comes and goes, I find. Anyway, yeah, it's a good question. Honestly, I mean, obviously, when you're a child, you don't really have like any concept of these things per se, unless someone really teaches them to you when you're growing up. But I always experienced, I guess you could say, like an extrasensory perception growing up. From what I can remember, at least, in different ways. Like, for example, intuition, being able to feel things on a deeper level that most people can't. Being able to see certain things like orbs and colors and lights, stuff like that. I also find that I definitely, well, now getting older as an adult, I start to understand that I experience synesthesia a lot, which again, I never used to like conceptualize my experience that much. I didn't want to put like a label on it, or maybe it just didn't come to my attention that that's what it is. But I definitely feel sound. You know, I will feel sound in my body. I never connected the dots, but like I will see a certain color flash in the air when certain things happen. And again, I never really connected these things. To me, it's just been normal, you know, my whole life. So for me, it was never really a big deal. I only started really like wanting to understand it more when I was like, I think like 9, 10 years old. Obviously, growing up on the internet as a child, when you're like 9 and 10, you can research things, you have Google. In my generation, so at 9 years old, I started looking into some things by myself, very young. And I still remember to this day when I was like 10, I I asked on Google, well, what does it mean when I'm seeing a blue line around my hand? And that's when I came across the concept of auras when I was 10 by doing a Google search on an iPad. So it kind of started from there, like where I began to really dive deeper into these different experiences which go beyond the norm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean by is or a crystal? What do you mean by that crystal? That's so sad. I mean, honestly, I think most things, most like inanimate objects, they have a clear aura or a blue one, like humans and objects as a really default color. You know what I mean? But you know what? There was one time I had an experience when I was about 14, and a lady in a room had a really big purple indigo aura. And I was like, wow, I never seen one like that. And that was a lady who worked in a schooling system. And she had a really big purple indigo aura, I noticed. But you know, I don't really see them that much unless I really focus now. But sometimes I'll just see the regular outlines of objects which are like clear, you know, because they're just objects like tables or chairs or something like that. It says there are 0 people here, but you're here. That's really weird. That's really strange. I don't know. You know, it's really weird because of my subscriber count versus the amount of people that can see my videos, it does not add up at all. It really doesn't. I feel like YouTube suppresses my videos. I used to get way more views on my videos before I started like posting controversial stuff. I think the algorithm just doesn't like my content. Like when you deviate from a particular subject that you started a channel with, the algorithm turns on you. Like it basically blacklists you. When you first start a YouTube channel, if you ever do, you should only focus on one topic. And don't go away from that topic, because once the algorithm picks up on your videos from one subject, it wants you to only make content on that one subject. And if you make anything outside of that, it's not going to favor you anymore, basically. So yeah, for anyone who considers starting a YouTube channel, I won't say don't make the same mistake I did, but If you want to keep going viral and you really, really care and you want to make it a full time thing, only focus on one topic on your channel when you start it. And if you want to go off topic, make a whole new channel because, yeah, that's it. She's called Ira with a EIRA. Hey Kayl, I'm gonna go on TikTok and do a live on there. My TikTok is at Ellena Cargon. Same exact username. Yeah, I hear you. Well, it was great to talk to you, Kaylee. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for the reading. And if anyone needs an astrology reading, then definitely check out Kaylee and her page. Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm sending lots of love your way. Have a great rest of your evening.